Hey, what's going on, folks? Welcome back to the Real Legend of Gaming. We are here with Clash Royale, and this is another episode of Everything Royale. And in today's video, we're going to be discussing the balance update coming on June 20th. So let's check it out, folks. Alright, so like we previously discussed in other videos, there will be monthly balance changes coming to Clash Royale. And we recently just had one that, took place with the Mega Knight and a few other cards, the Valkyrie, and now we got another balance change. So we're gonna go right into it. The first card that will be buffed is the Clone Heal. So the radius is increasing from 3 to 4. So a bigger space, that way you're able to clone more inside that circle or heal, which is, interesting, right? Because remember, the heal spell was a card that was so highly debated. I mean, it was so controversial, this card, and it was just nerfed to the point where no one uses it. So this little buff here, I still think will keep things balanced, and it's a good change. And clone spell as well. You might see some fun decks now. You might be able to do the Golem clone with the Night Witch, or other fun stuff like the Lava Hound with the pups, and get creative. Next is one that's been pretty much anticipated for a while. People have been asking for this change. It's the Minions and Minion Horde. So 0.15 seconds of deploy time is being added between each minion. It's supposed to be a nerf. It doesn't sound like anything too drastic, but I'm sure they've factored in many things to come up with that specific amount, and hopefully it's good enough change. I mean, I think with the recent buff to the Wizard, he's been a good counter to have against these minion hordes, but problem is he's expensive. He's 5 elixir, so if you don't want to build a deck around him, you're only left with probably arrows, which not everybody wants to use arrows. They'd rather have the log, they'd rather have zap. So this might help out a little bit, right? Maybe your Ice Wizard can be able to take care of them a little bit quicker. Maybe the Princess can do a little more damage, over time, or the Executioner, right? And other cards that can do splash damage. Now the next thing is the Barbarian Barrel. Now once again, this is a new card that just didn't release the right way. So they're gonna keep tweaking it because it's not being used at all. Like, I have Barbarian Barrels, I haven't even upgraded them. So the Barbarian Barrel's area damage is going up 17%, and the Barbarian spawn location will be visible. So you'll be able to do more damage with the area. Let's see how that plays out. Next is the jump dash minimum range. So this is becoming standardized to 3.5. So the Mega Knight's jump dash range will be minimum of 3.5 now, and the Bandit's gonna stay the same, so she'll be 3.5 still. There's gonna be a change to charge up distance. Now if you notice, these are like mechanics now, so I like the fact that they're also looking into these micro details, which actually play a big part in the game, right, in some cases. So the charge up distance is standardized to 3.5 as well. So the Battle Ram is going to go from 4 to 3.5. The Prince will go from 2.5 to 3.5, and the Dark Prince is going from 2.5 to 3.5 as well. Next is the Mirror. Now, the Mirror will no longer appear in the opening hand. What does that mean, right? This has been commonly brought up in draft challenges. So you'll start off, and if you have the Mirror in your hand, you're basically down a card for that first play of the game, because you really don't want to use the Mirror right away, right? Because you're going to be at an elixir disadvantage on that first push, because everything's going to cost 1 more elixir. And if you got some pretty crappy cards, what are you going to mirror, right? You're not going to mirror a zap spell and use 3 elixir on that. It just doesn't make sense. So this is a good move, and it will help as far as competitive stuff. Now the Magic Archer apparently is a bug, so he will no longer extend his range and accidentally wake up the king. I've seen videos on Twitter, like in Instagram, little clips where somehow the Magic Archer, when he's redirecting his arrows, he'll hit the king's tower and activate it, which sucks, right? You don't want that to happen, so they fixed that. And I'm saying that happens all the time, but I have seen this. I know this is true. Next up is buildings. There's gonna be a bug fix. They will no longer occasionally stop shooting at the edge of their range. So again, that's more like a mechanic. I haven't personally encountered that issue, but I can see that maybe happening with the Expo or maybe even the Mortar. So that's a fix right there. So as far as balance changes, 1, 2, 3 cards were affected. technically you can say the mirror, but I think that's more like in-game metrics and some in-game mechanics. So again, this is cool. I know a lot of people were concerned with the balance changes that a whole bunch of cards were going to be changed back and forth, and if you're upgrading a card, then your card's going to get nerfed all of a sudden at a more frequent, rate. Seeing the way it was done here, I think we're going to be okay, right? If they're going to be focusing on mechanics and stuff like that, it's not a huge change to the state of the game. So folks, this was a pretty short video. Again, we're only going to discuss balance changes. Hopefully this weekend, what I'll do is I'll create a deck. I mean, if you want, I can try to make a new deck with clone or heal to see how that works out, or we can try to do a deck with the Barbarian Barrel. The challenges this weekend are giving out a whole lot of gold, so I can try to upgrade my Barbarian Barrel and maybe come up with something creative. Let's see how that plays out. But other than that, appreciate all the support, folks. I know we've been doing a lot of E3 coverage during the week. This is a great opportunity for me because I love gaming and I get excited by these things. So I like to share these, experiences with you guys, because at the end of the day, like, there are other great games out there. Clash Royale is awesome, but when you're sitting down chilling at home, it's cool to be able to turn on the TV and play some 4K graphics as well. So, gaming is awesome, and then gaming is in a great state. We have so many options. The variety is insane. But don't worry, folks. We're still doing Clash Royale on this channel because at the end, it is still my favorite game. And I love it. And plus, Nova Esports, baby, we got to represent. So other than that, peace out, folks. I will also be dropping an announcement next week. Has to do with my streaming, because as you guys know, I stream every day. However, it's on a platform that most people don't know. But on the bright side, I got some exciting news about this platform. Some big things happening, and you guys will be excited. And hopefully you'll come over and watch me stream, and we can hang out and chill. All right? So other than that, drop that subscribe, hit that like. Peace out.